This is a SONOFMAN presentation. As y'all all know, frequencies of thought, this is where we literally open up our celestial ears and we literally interpret and understand the world and all the things within the world with our consciousness, which envelopes the universe. So your mind is a replica of how space is ever expanding. Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Frequencies of Thought.
Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Frequencies of Thought. Today's topic is the cosmos and the Bible. Helios Biblios. You guys have to understand, many people have to understand that the Bible wasn't sent for everybody. There are some people that by nature, they do all the things that are in the Bible. By nature, it's just who they are. It's how they are. And we're not just talking about one individual who just happens to be lucky, no. We're talking about a great multitude of people who literally just do the things of the Bible because it's in them. So you have to understand that the Bible was not sent to everyone on this earth. Everyone on this earth could use it if they wanted to, but some people don't even need to use it. Some people know who the Father is without even ever picking up a Bible or any other religious book. Some people can look at the Bible and see how it's not a natural thing. You have to understand that there are unnatural people on this earth. And I'm not trying to shoot or nothing like that, but that's the reality of it. The reality of it that some people on this earth are unnatural. They're alien to this earth. Not alien because they're from another place. I mean, that too. But alien because they go against nature. And they go against nature and don't even realize that they're going against nature. They don't even realize what righteousness is. They don't understand what the word spirituality really is. They can just give you a third density a definition or example, but they cannot truly explain what a spirit is, you know, and this is sad when you see these things, but you know, it's called Revelations for a reason. It's called Revelations because this would be the time where many people would see what's real and what's not. And many of you out there are going to have to deal with this reality of not being real, of being that alien, of having to use the Bible in order to get out of here, in order to find yourself connected to the source. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's a narrow door. There's no way in the world that every single one of us who believes they got it all actually got it. And this goes back into what I was just explaining, which is some people by nature are doing the things of Scripture without even looking at it. And there are a lot of the people who are witnessing these people doing it can actually think of them as crazy or think of them as religious without even knowing the person, just because these people have a certain way of viewing things or a certain way of doing things. And these are things that are just the very top of what's beneath all the other things that entail what we call the Bible. By now you all know that the Bible coincides with space, the cosmos, the expanse, as well as your body, as well as the earth. And I've explained in multiple groups the interrelation and the intercorrelation that the body and the cosmos, as well as the earth, have in common. And just the same way I know that without ever reading the Bible, ever reading the Quran, or any of these religious texts, it's because it's an innate thing. By nature, you should be able to do this. By nature, you should be able to know certain things. And if you're one of the people who do not know, it still doesn't mean that you're not from here. It just means that maybe you just don't know, but you should start trying to see if you are one of these people. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to go against nature. That's the moral of the story. So like right now, if you see in the conscious community, they're having an issue right now with one of the pioneers of the conscious movement that began in the early 90s, going into the 2000s and so on and so forth, by the name of Bobby Hemmett. And the problem that they're having right now, I already answered, like probably on my first or second video. They're talking about how did the Baphomet become the idol of worship for these elites right now. And I've explained, maybe Bobby Hemmett didn't explain it in this form of fashion, but what I am pretty sure that he meant was that, in the spirit realm, you are the goat. This is why the scriptures say, kill all the firstborn kids. A kid is a baby goat. And that is what you are when you are reborn. When you are reborn in the spirit, you are a goat. You are a kid. And this goat is basically the spiritual you. It's the devil. It's the twin. So if you go and you type up the word devil, which literally means you're double, the spiritual you on the other side of you, the one who waves hello to you from every time you look in the mirror, or every time that you go and you look at a reflection of yourself, or even when you go to dream. That spiritual you, that one that actually communicates with you in your thoughts and has the same voice as you, is actually the goat. That is the goat. And these elites know that. So they're playing on your goat right now. They playing on your goat, one, because you don't know who your goat is, and you don't know what the goat means. And then on top of not knowing all of these things, they're using your goat against you. See, the scriptures say, and so does the Quran, that one of the ways that they were able to actually put everybody to sleep was by removing the second alphabet in the English language. The second alphabet is to be, is the letter B, and the B is to be. It is to exist. It is to bring forth into existence. And if you don't know that you are existing in order to bring forth into existence these things that we are living through every single day, then you're going to constantly and occasionally back to back create yourself at the bottom. And they do these things through these symbols of McDonald's and everything else. These are all different ways that they use your subconscious to subconsciously do things that they want you to do. Sort of like manifest that you want to go to McDonald's and buy something to eat, instead of manifesting the fact that you are a McDonald's. You can make a burger. You can make fries. You can make some nuggets. And you can eat all of that. Not saying that eating any of that is good, because it's really not. And we should all know that. But I'm just using that as an example. Right now, what you're seeing is everybody on this planet, including these orc beings, or whatever you want to call them, these evil entities that are taking host in damn near every single person on this planet right now is elevating to a whole nother level. And that's what these things want. They want to catch you before you elevate, in order so they can grab and attach themselves to the things that you are coming into fruition to. There's a brother, I can't recall his name, but he's very, I haven't actually, all of his videos are really old, and he only has a few, and he's got like one of them real mathematical types of names. I can't even remember what it was, but you could tell he wasn't a YouTuber. He's like me, you know. But the point that I'm trying to make is that the guy, you know, he explained how there will come a time where people will start speaking to one another, and there'll be confusion. Not confusion because they don't like each other, but confusion because the knowledge that they have regained or learned, you know, because no one actually learns anything. What happens is that your DNA actually uncracks when you hear something, and then you remember it. So apparently there's certain things that are flawed in some of the information that we have been uncracking, and then when we tie it along with our emotions and the things that we thought, you know, that are not proven, they're thought, you know, not right and exact. We believe in those systems. We believe in those things, and that's what's happening right now. People are coming into this knowledge, and they're coming into their immortal selves. And what's happening is that they're using it against each other, you know. And this ain't the time for none of that. Right now, we already see that the war is being all planned out, literally, to create the confusion in the people that are within the walls. And when they see that their plan doesn't work that way, they're gonna create it. So you know that a false flag or something similar to that will end up occurring, where they'll come out and say, you know, it was these people that did it, these terrorists over here did it, Iran did it, or Russia did it, China did it. You know, they're gonna come out and say something like that. But the overall thing is that now they got what they wanted, which was to take that national emergency and pull a full-fledged martial law, or a full-fledged, you know, power struggle. And that's what, don't get me wrong, this is what they're doing. You know, this is their plan. Their overall plan is to literally lock it down and take it and throw the keys away, so that none of us could ever get it. You know, none of the people who it belonged to can get it. And this is written down in every single tablet, and is written down in every single religious text. You know, and we all know this. Not only religious texts, but even the spiritual texts that are out there have these situations that are to occur. So now, understanding that fact, we have to also understand that the people that are influencing you, these popes, these preachers, these false-ass teachers, you know, these people are your lower nature. These people are preying on your lower nature, and they know it because they feel that they know a little more than you, so they get you equipped and ready to ride with them. And what happens is that they leave you stranded. You know, I got a bunch of friends right now, you know, who are literally hanging on an island. And the reason they're hanging on this island is because they have all this knowledge. But the scriptures tell you, knowledge will increase, and you'll run to and fro, you know, from one knowledge to the other knowledge, to the other knowledge, to the other knowledge, you know, and everything will seem fast, you know, like everything's just rolling up, and you're running out of time to learn and learn. And the thing is that you're not supposed to go searching for no knowledge like that. You know, once you get the basics of what it is that you need to do, you stop there and literally work on that until you're able to actually understand that once you have that, everything else would unlock itself and come to you. There is no reason why people should be literally trying to understand other people's videos or other people's things that they're explaining. The reason why is because, for example, everything I speak is because I know that you guys all know this. And the reason you might not know, like I explained a little while ago, is because, you know, you just ain't there yet. But you will be. As long as you sit back and literally digest the information that you're receiving. If you go right after this video and get on the internet and go look at, you know, if you're not going to go solidify the things that I'm saying, but you're going to literally search on some other stuff, what's going to happen is that you just wasted your whole day searching for all this information, and you still never even got to digest the little bit of information that I gave you, you know, which might be the most important. This is a spiritual war. It is not physical. Your Bible, your Quran, your cuneiform tablets, your emerald tablets, your Sumerian tablets, all of these things are spiritual texts. They're not physical. Your teachers are teaching you physicality, carnality, and carnality is not spirituality. It is not about learning how to say no to the flesh. That's not what it's all about. It's about carrying your burdens, your cross, learning what the cross philosophy is. That's what it's about. It's about knowing what your morals are. It's about knowing what your socials are. It's about knowing what your politicals are. It's about knowing what your economics are. It's about knowing what your diet is. You know, you have to know these things, because if you don't know these things, you'll never know that nothing ever exists outside of this. Nothing, not even insects. Not animals, not insects, not birds, not anything. Not in the sea, not on this earth, or in the cosmos. Everything has a universal order. And this universal order literally lives by those codes, that cross philosophy. The cross is your body. You stand up straight, you put your arms out, there goes your cross. You open your legs, there goes your 5-pointed star, which will also be your goat. So the top part would be your your morals, which everybody should have morality down packed, but apparently we don't, because the moral compass of America right now is on 0, which is why all of these things are occurring. And that's just how that goes. Your goat, like I just explained, is your twin. It's your spiritual you on the other realm. As you walk on this physical plane, you have a spiritual you that's walking right beside you, who's guiding you, you know, through the other realm. Through that realm, you're being guided, you know, in many things. And it is when you go against those guidances that you actually go and do wrong, when you turn left. But when you walk in righteousness, which means doing things that are right by nature, following the laws of nature, you won't go wrong. So going into the philosophies of the cross philosophies, which is what the Christ actually was teaching. If you read your scriptures, you'll see that what he's teaching, and also in the book of Thomas, you'll see that what he's teaching is the cross philosophy. And the cross philosophy would be your top part of you, meaning your head, being the morality. And aside from the morality, you know, you should already know you shouldn't, you know, do nothing to your neighbor's wife, and you know that you shouldn't kill nobody. You know these things shouldn't be done unless they, you know, they warrant it. You know, unless you're a warrior or something to that matter. When then the things change when it's similar. When there's things like that, there's other rules that apply. Because self-preservation is one of the most important things. But when you look at your social, it's literally meaning your left hand. You know, this isn't what you're not going to literally be hanging out with a pedophile. You know, knowing that he's a pedophile. You know that. You're not gonna go marry a gay guy or a gay woman. You understand? Knowing that you're heterosexual, you know, so these are things that are your social. You know, you gotta have that aspect of things right. You know, and the same thing with your political. Your political is literally your laws. You know, as a man, how you stand, when to say no, how to say no, and being adamant about who you are and doing what you need to do to have that integrity. You know, when no one's looking, and not because you have to, but because you know it's right and you want to do right. So that's what that is. That's your integrity. Also, your politics is your political would actually be having unity. Understanding that unity is something that is of importance. You understand? And anybody who don't like what I'm explaining, then you obviously are imbalanced right now, because that's what this is all about right now. This is about moral, social, and political. So that was your political, which is your right hand. This is why when you go and watch these presidents do whatever they do, you see that they raise their right hand up in the sky. This is the political. This is the right side of you. This is doing what you believe and feel is right. And then when you go to your economics is more like how you get from one point in life to the next. Not only in a job aspect, but in an idea, in a thought. How to bring about the mastery of self-manifestation. Not self-manifestation of materialistic things, but self-manifestation of higher consciousness. These are things that are real economic, because if you end up viewing yourself economically superior or economically enhanced consciously, what ends up happening is that you become what you think. And most of you know, just like what you eat is what you are. If you're eating like a beast, guess what? You're a beast. But if you're eating consciously and you're eating carefully and you eating things that you understand that, this fruit, I don't know what this fruit actually helps, but this tomato, when I cracked it open, it kind of looks like a heart. In the inside, it kind of looks like what a heart would look like. Well, shit, maybe this is good for the heart. And when you go look at things as simple as that, you'll see how simple the Father tried to make it for everyone out here. Now, going into your diet, this goes right along with that heart, with that tomato situation. Your heart, man, is very important. During the economic, what I meant to explain as well is that, he wants you to work with your own hands. He wants you to be your own boss. He wants you to do something for yourself and your family. You understand? He don't want you to have to rely on nobody, not even him. You have to remember that the word religion really means rely on. The G's always been silent in every language. Go check. It's always been silent. This is one of the only only languages that actually have a G with a sound. But the G's always silent. So if you look at the word religion, you'll see rely on. And for the elites is relying on the lion. They rely on you, not knowing who you are. The ions that is hitting your skin. This goes back into that lecture I gave on the photons and the ions on John the Baptist of the scriptures. If you missed that, go just check it out. Now also your diet, it's very important that you understand that your diet does not only mean the things that you eat. It's also the things that you are seeing and the things that you are hearing and the people that you are indulging. So if you indulge some BS, some bullshit, guess what? You're condoning the bullshit. You're literally putting your pineal gland, your third eye, under a ray of lies. Is the best way for me to explain that. It's like literally putting your brain amidst a bunch of pack of hyenas that are ready to just tear it up because it's calcified. So if many of y'all remember, there's a story in the scriptures. It's also in the Quran, but I'm gonna use the Bible verse to it, where they have a guy called Lot, and Lot is a consciousness of all people. All of these prophets, their consciousness. There are certain types of group of people that think this certain way, and this is the story of explaining how these consciousnesses literally accomplish these goals when they are put under these types of stresses. That's what it's really explaining to you. Different dilemmas that cause different reactions in people that bring about who they really are. But going back into Lot had some concubines, and he had a wife, and he had one who was like a midwife, just one to give the birth and stuff like that. And her name was Edith. Some books call her Edna, but Edith, right, is the one in the King James version. What you'll see is that Edith, he told everybody, listen, when the angels come, they're gonna basically warn me, and we're gonna have to run up this mountain. We're gonna have to run up this hill right here. So the angels come and warn him, and he's out. He tells everybody, let's go, everybody, and everybody starts running with him. And he told everybody, do not look back. Right? Do not look back. Whatever you do, don't look back. Just keep going. And this is when Sodom and Gomorrah was about to get smashed with the hellfire and brimstones. So as they running, so the angels come, they're running up this hill. And always keep in mind that when scripture's pointing out running up something, it's actually talking about going into your higher consciousness. It's talking about going into your meditation mode. It's talking about going into your prayer mode. Prayer, again, is not a projection, but it's an injection. It's literally talking to yourself, basically. So call it wishful thinking if you have to understand me. So while they're running up this hill, the wife called Edith, also known as Edna, turns around, and what ends up happening is that Edith turns around, and when she turns around, her curiosity got the best of her, and curiosity kills the cat. So what happened to her? She turns into a pillar of salt. Now when you look at the word Edith in Hebrew typology, what you'll see is that that's the word diet. So diet calcifies your pineal gland. We all know that. Through the salts and GMOs and all these other artificial flavors and colorings and artificial everything that they've got right now. It causes a calcification of your pineal gland. But not only the things that you are ingesting physically, like I said, it's also the things that you entertain. The BS, the lies, these movies, this music. These are all music. The instruments are made out of animal bones, animal skin, specific tree barks to make some certain guitars and things of that nature. And what's happening is that when these things create that rhythm, your subconscious literally goes into a captive hypnosis zone. And that is what's actually been being used on all of humanity since the early 70s all the way until now. Now they're up in Cuba getting all the Palo and all the ancient teachings from there that were kept secret, that these people were using on us on the low. This is all why Cuba was secluded and supposedly against America, but yet we were the ones that voted Fidel Castro in, but that's another lecture. If any one of y'all want to hear more about that and how these instruments and what is Palo and things like that, let me know, and I'll create a video or something where I could explain some of that for you directly. But that's what this is all about, guys. And your diet, Edith being your diet, and you guys understanding that she turns into a pillar of salt. And I just told you that lot is a consciousness of a group of people that's on this earth who are very curious. It just goes to show you what happens to the cat. The cat gets killed, Curiosity killed the cat, and Edith is your pineal gland. And if you don't believe that that's it, because this is what's funny. This is what's funny with some of you guys. You guys like when people tickle your ear, but when somebody tells you this is what the truth is and that's it, you wanna attack the person and act like there's more to it than that. When I just gave you something so deep, your mind can't even wrap itself around it. And this is not just me. Other people are giving other people information. There's a brother on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but he's dropping all types of jewels about the solar wars and all of these other things occurring all around the world right now, and how it was back then and how it was in the future, how it is, and he's explaining all of these things, but most people don't want to hear it. You know, and the reason they don't want to hear it is because it doesn't tickle their ear. You understand? And this is something everybody needs to snap out of, because we're in the age of revelations, the apocalypse, where earthquakes will occur. Your foundations, the very things that you think that you exist on, you will realize don't even freaking exist. You understand? Now, for those of you who can take what I'm saying and understand it, I applaud you, like I said earlier in one of my videos. And I just hope you all take what I'm explaining and understand. You know, and those of you who do not understand and cannot understand for whatever reason, I told you you could get in contact with me and speak directly with me on Discord, you know, or message me right here, and we'll arrange a YouTube date, and you could ask me all the questions you want, you know. And this goes for anybody else, you know. This isn't about battling who knows more. This is not about that. But I'm going to tell you that the things I know is what's true. The things I know is what it is. And it's just simple as that. Not because I'm saying it, but because I can take you through the spiritual aspect of what I'm saying, or what you're saying. And then I can take it from that aspect and literally give you what it means esoterically, which will literally mean the same thing it means spiritually. And then I can literally connect the dots for you and show how it includes you in the physical you, meaning through metaphysics, which will also add up to what the spiritual aspect of it meant. And it's always usually the word in the physical third density reality, which many of you are still on, that doesn't allow you to look past that. You guys are thinking and breathing and living in the third world density world, and you're not from this world. And because you're thinking that all of these things are real, you're actually falling asleep. How do you call it? The false prophet has got you guys trapped. He's got you guys sleeping. Who is the false prophet? Your skin, your subconscious, that thing that makes you believe that things are real when they're not real. You're Paul. Paul is Saul, right? And Paul is Saul, Saul is Paul. And what's ending up happening is that Peter paid for Paul, right? And you guys are literally believing in the things that Paul is saying in the scriptures, when you see that he lies and does all of these things and act like he's the good guy. That's your false prophet. From Tarsus. Paul of Tarsus.
Peace and blessings, everyone.
So that's basically it, guys. I hope you guys understood. I hope the Father circumcised your heart to understand this message spiritually, you know, and understand that this is a spiritual war with spiritual teachings. And if you have a carnal mind and you cannot let go of the carnal aspect of everything that's going on around you, you'll never get it. You have brothers out there that are thinking that they can just let go and let things just happen and roll and everything will be okay. That's not how it works. You have to deal with your situation and learn how to literally understand that spiritually. You know, and if you guys need help on how to do this, I have explained, you know, you can contact me. I have no quarrels. I'm not stuck on one race or whatever you guys want to call it on this third density. I'm literally trying to help you guys get out. I'm trying to help as many people as I can understand what's transpired, what has taken place, and what's happening right now. For many of you who don't know what's happening, you know, these books, the Bible, the Quran, and everything else, as I said, was not given to everybody. It was given to a certain group of people, so that when this time comes, the certain group of people can open it and literally see what was meant for them to see at this point in time. And then the other ones who it was meant for, it's literally a detail on how to live and make it out of here. You understand? Because it is you guys who have actually done wrong. So if you want to get out of here and you feel that you don't understand what I'm saying, and you don't understand what the scriptures is saying, you need to make it your duty to try to Get with somebody who you believe understands what he's saying, and don't just take the carnal aspect of the words he's telling you. Tell him to explain it to you in the spiritual aspect. Tell him you need to know the spiritual meanings of these words. You need to know what they might mean if he knows any esoteric. Tell him to show you all of those things, you know, and tell him to break down how it correlates with you metaphysically. How does this correlate with the cosmos, the earth, and your body, as well as your spiritual your spiritual you. I don't like having to talk to people like this, you know, but we're coming to a point where I'm having no choice because nobody's listening. You know, the only ones that are listening are the ones who already know. But my message isn't for you guys that already know. My message is for the ones who don't know. And it's also for the ones who think they know, but yet I constantly have to explain to them, no, that's not what that means. No, that's not what that Quran is trying to tell you in that hadith. That's not what that means. Look at it this way. Look at this the way. You know, what happens with this? You know, I don't want to have to do that anymore. You know, I want to be able to talk to a group of people who are literally understanding me right from jump. You understand? Everything has its spiritual meaning. Everything has its esoteric meaning. And every single thing correlates with one another metaphysically. Every single thing. As well as cosmically. So with that said, this energy's down here. It's strong. It's bombarding us all day, through the days, every day. As you guys can see, the temperatures are dropping all over the place. So try to, you know, not worry too much about it. Understand that these are the little games that these people play in order to trick you and get your mind off of what the real situation of what's occurring is. Focus on yourselves. Take whatever you listen to today, you know, if it's somebody else or whatever, listen to it. Take at least 5 minutes. If that's all you got, take 5 minutes without watching or reading or anything, and just contemplate on what it is this person was trying to explain to you, or what it is that this person said that you relate with, what resonates with you. And you'll see that you will start understanding things a little more, you know. And that's about it. Again, I'm out. Frequencies of thought, and thank you. Peace and blessings, everyone.